Okay, so my friend Erin is in town and she's about to go to the airport. We're probably going to be late, but I just got an Ask Joy question on my phone, and so I thought maybe she could try and answer it, or we could answer it together. It says, why does it seem that single men in the church are unhappy single, but at the same time are fickle and lead girls on constantly? What would be your response to that?
That's a hard question, but I think that my initial response is that we live in kind of a fickle society in general. I think women as well as men can be fickle. I think that we have a hard time knowing what we want, and I think we're also afraid of commitment to anything, regardless if it's relationships or if it's what we want to do on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I think with maturity comes an increasing ability to commit to something and to take risks even. I think maybe risk and being vulnerable is a huge part of it as well. Do you think?
Well, I think, yeah, I think it's a good question, but I think sometimes we ask questions out of our own personal experience and neglect to step back and kind of look at the whole. She's calling men fickle, and I think, are all men fickle? No. A lot of them are. They're scared. We've put a lot of pressure on them, but we both do it. We're both in the same camp. So I think when we start to get cynical and go, oh, this person did this to me, like, why are all men this way? We gotta really put the brakes on that and just go, you know what, Lord, I've been hurt, or this is the way most men seem to be behaving, but I can't control that. I'm not going to be able to control the whole of humanity on all male behavior, but what are you calling me to do? How are you calling me to behave? I think we need to shift that from what are they doing, to what am I doing?
Absolutely.
So what do you think are some things that women could be doing? I
think also, as well as being gracious to the opposite sex, because we are hard to understand.
No, I'm not. She isn't, but.
But other people are.
Yeah.
And I think that being in conversation with people of the opposite sex is really important to understand where they're coming from. And if we're in honest, vulnerable relationships with groups of people from the opposite sex, I think it can kind of help to understand where these hesitations come from.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to ask men in a respectful way. Same thing, guys, if you're wondering things about girls, ask women. Like, I think we get in our little huddles and we talk about how it's very easy to criticize but like, I know that I have guy friends and I'm like, why do you do that like that? And why are you behaving that way? And they feel free to ask me why I do things the way that I do. And I think that opens up a greater appreciation and understanding. It's very easy to, even looking at other cultures, if you've never traveled to another culture, not fully understand why they do things the way they do until you immerse yourself in that. So immerse yourself in men, and then you'd be able to understand why they act that way. So
all right, Joy, bring it in.
I think that's good.
Oh.
Go team! Okay, we have to get to the airport. Bye.